Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is October 18th, 2025, and this is my weekly market review. We're reviewing the Dow 30, that's DIA, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is off educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading. So please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right. All right, let's minimize this. Oh, I'm going to be doing something on dividend stocks. I had a couple of people ask me about dividend stocks, and I'm not one who trade. I trade dividend stocks, but I don't trade them for the dividend themselves. I trade them based on my trading strategies that I have. If I see something that I like and it's saying me a buy or sell, I buy or sell accordingly based on that. But again, once my son had asked me about it, and I kind of, what he was looking at, I kind of said no, 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 no. I wanted to say no, 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 no. I don't know if I said no, 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 no. But because based on it had lost more money than the dividend that it was actually paying if you had actually invested money into it at the beginning. So again, stay away. Sometimes always, look at the charts and see what the charts are telling you. Again, anything, you got to remember, everybody is out there trying to make money. Everything is not a great buy, even though it might sound like a great deal at the time. That's why, again, us technical traders, we just look at the charts, and because money doesn't lie. If you see if the money is telling you buy, you buy. If the money is telling you sell, you sell. And it's just that simple for some of us. And that's the hard part. You actually doing what the money is telling you to do. But let's just jump on into this market review. Jump over here to this Dow DIA monthly review. Look at this quarterly chart. Besides this, the Dow is still red. A couple of the other, I think all the other indexes were green still on the quarterly chart. Oh, what that turned back green on the quarterly chart. The Dow is still above this yearly R1 level. So again, for me, it's still kind of bullish, even though I got a red. But I got a red candle at a top where I could be beginning to form an evening star, meaning, I still got it's a full quarter. It won't be until next quarter before this candle will actually form and we start getting some kind of downward push, if that actually even happens. But as you can see, we can get red candles in an uptrend, and that's all that might be if this ends up staying this way and we're at the beginning of the quarter, if that actually happens. So I'm not too concerned at this time, especially when I'm above an R1 on this picture. So I'm kind of okay with what I'm seeing. I am okay with what I'm seeing. But let's go ahead and go down to the monthly chart and see what we see there. On this monthly chart, and again, on this monthly chart, I'm still above the 9-10 moving average. That's this blue line. I'm quite a bit extended off of that, even though I'm forming a bearish harami at this time. That's this two candle pattern right here. And also, you have to be kind of cautious. You have to make sure don't go too crazy on pivot here. So again, I'm still bullish. I don't want to close above that. That'll be one of my first warning signs that something is not right if that actually happens. So right now, I'm still okay based on what I'm seeing here, holding on to my long positions that I'm in. That's just my trading plan and my trading strategies, based on what I'm seeing here on this particular index. If I had any stocks in this index, let's go ahead and go down. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and go down to the weekly chart and see what we see there. Let me change my arrow back and go down to the weekly chart. On this weekly chart, what we see here, we're still quite a ways again. We're still quite a ways above the 50, even though this was one day, so this didn't make me get too crazy with this one day, but we're staying inside that candle right now. So we had an inside week, I call it, but it's green. So right now, at this time, last week we had a bearish engulfing, pretty much, because this candle engulfed that candle, but now at this time, what we're looking at is a bullish harami. Maybe not at the best location but that's this two candle pattern right here. But still, in both cases, we're looking to see. What we're waiting on and looking to see is what's going to happen is, are we going to break below this low, or are we going to break above this high? And that'll give us an indication if this market's really getting ready to head to the downside, or if it breaks above this high, it's going to let us know, we're getting an indication that this market is getting ready to maybe go a little bit higher at this time. But that's what I'm seeing here. Let's go ahead and go down to the daily noise and wrap this on up. On this daily noise, I'm going to zoom here. But the thing, like I had said last week, this thing did give us some kind of warnings with all this red stuff going down. Then we did get the big red candle going down. Now this week, right now, we're inside day, so that's the big thing right now. Even though we had all that noise and stuff, we haven't, and I will be almost looking at this high up here. And we haven't broke below this low that it formed when it did all that noise and stuff to scare you. And so if you didn't get out of your trades at that time, before all that happened, somewhere up here, and when it broke, you saw it was in a downtrend, and the question was, okay, you're really going down, and now come this week, we ended up going a little bit. We was below pivot, and we ended up coming back above pivot, and we ended up closing above pivot on our option expiration week, and all. So again, everything is looking pretty good, and look like we're going to open above pivot come next week. So the thing is, even if we get to an R1 next week, we won't break this high. So again, we can still, trade maybe a little bit higher next week and not break this high. And also, it's not going to be it may not be a crazy week next week moving to the upside, if it moves to the upside, and be prepared for that. But if we ended up getting a drop, it will drop. As you can see, it tends to drop fast if it's going to drop. So this is your kind of like red light right here, or if you plan a short, this is where, if you're not already short, this is where you kind of like start doing the happy man dance if you plan it to the low side. It is going to probably drop like a rock. But to the upside, you may not get that big of a push to the upside and it still may stay below this high. No trade recommendation, but that's what we can see. We got an R1 level here, and we got this high here. So again, that's going to be all selling pressure for this market not to break that high at this time. Plus, at this time, if you look at the VIX, you'll notice the VIX has been going kind of high. It's been kind of rolling back down to the downside. Take a look at that, and kind of based on your trading plan, your trading strategy, just trade accordingly and pay attention to what's happening out here at this time. And that's all I really want to share at this time. This is our Right Side Trader. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. See ya. Bye.